Top story on NFL Live coming out of the annual league meetings today as a new kickoff rule was adopted for the league. The rule, which is in the vein of the XFL kickoff rules, should lead to an increase in kickoff returns over previous seasons. The basics include the coverage team lining up further downfield and not being able to start running till the ball is caught. Balls kicked in the end zone in the air now come out to the 30-yard line. It's going to look completely different, probably a little bit jarring visually at first, but safety certainly in mind here. Adam Schefter is down at the league meetings where this all went down today. Adam, what's the reaction been down there today to this new rule?
Well, Laura, that is the biggest reaction from the NFL. The league believes it will be a safer play that's akin to a running or passing play because the play doesn't start until the receiver catches the football and the players are lined up closer together so the collisions are not as violent. The league also believes it's going to increase the return rate, that the field position is going to be better, which is going to help scoring. But make no mistake about it, it is a radical rule change, as radical as the league has seen in some time, and it's going to try it out this year to see how it works. But clearly there's a lot of people who are supporting this because without this particular play, it's possible that the kickoff could have gone and died, just gone out of the game. And the league didn't want that, and they're looking to have a little bit of added life, excitement, points, productivity added back into the game. And they believe by implementing the new radical kickoff that is a mimic of what's gone on in the XFL in the past, that all those factors will be accomplished. It'll be a safer play, there'll be more returns, and it'll be more productive. And I should also point out today, Laura, as well, that shortly after the new kickoff rule passes, the Pittsburgh Steelers reached agreement with Cordarrelle Patterson, who's returned 9 kicks for touchdowns on a 2-year deal. So Patterson rejoins Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh. His former head coach is the offensive coordinator there, and the Steelers add an offensive coordinator or an offensive weapon in Cordarrelle Patterson on a 2-year, $6 million deal. Yeah,
it was probably important, and Jeff Darlington alluded to this earlier, to get this done before the draft so teams are aware and they can maybe draft some players, especially in a group of talented offensive weapons in this draft class, to maybe make some differences there. Adam, hang tight. We're coming back to you. Let's bring in Andrew Hawkins now, though, because, Hawk, you returned kicks in college. How do you see the new rule affecting games this fall?
I love it. What you're going to get is more football and safer, which should be the impetus of any rule change. When you think about the safety of the kickoff or kickoff return, it's not so much the safety of the returner. Yes, that is a big deal because you're getting fast collisions, but it's the people on the kickoff team. I also was a special team ace for the first half of my career, and the positions you didn't want to play were L4, L5, R4 and R5, which are the 2 players right beside the kicker, because I liken it to running full speed through a haunted house with trap doors. And if you go through a trap door, there is consequences with bad intentions, with ear hole shots. If you look right, the hit could come from the left. In this new version, there's going to be less high-impact shots, and we're going to get more returns. The play was dying. It was down to roughly 20% return rate. In the XFL, and shout out to the XFL, Danny Garcia and The Rock for this innovation, they had a 90% return rate. So we're going to see these plays a lot more frequent, and teams, much like the Pittsburgh Steelers, will have to use personnel to make sure they have playmakers in place.
It can be such a momentum shifter. I'm also over here, like, I might have nightmares thinking about that haunted house you're talking about. Is there a guy, Hawk, that you want to see back there returning kicks now, knowing that this rule will be in effect?
There's quite a few, but one specifically is Tyreek Hill. The big reason why these big playmakers aren't on kickoff return is because it's too high of a risk of injury. But since the players are in this very, very close proximity, it kind of lessens that. So you're going to get the players who have stop-and-go ability, since nobody's at full speed. They become an advantage here. And Tyreek Hill, you've heard the term, he can make a guy miss in a phone booth. Well, this new version of kickoff is the phone booth that they talk about. So get some of these playmakers back there and let's see what they got.
Hawk, more from you coming in just a minute, but lots of other news coming out of the meetings, including the matchup at the Hall of Fame game this summer. Adam, what do we know about that?
Laura, the Hall of Fame game, Thursday night, August 1st, the Houston Texans versus the Chicago Bears in Canton, Ohio. The Bears have a huge year with Hall of Fame entries, Steve McMichael, Devin Hester, others. So the Bears are going to be honored at the Hall of Fame game, and the two teams will square off that Thursday night as the NFL season kicks off. And speaking of games, the NFL is planning to have a Christmas Day doubleheader on Christmas Day, 2 games that day. Now, the 2 teams or the 4 teams that play that day all will have played on Saturday, December 21st. So the league is looking at it like a team in season that plays on Sunday and has to play on Thursday. This time they'll play on Saturday, and then they'll play on Wednesday. But the NFL is not letting the NBA have that day to itself, even on a Wednesday. The NFL wants a piece of the action, and there will be an NFL doubleheader on Wednesday, Christmas Day, this upcoming season.
I think I know why they want a piece of the action. Last year's Chiefs-Raiders Christmas game averaged 29.2 million viewers, which was the most watched Christmas game in 34 years.